welcome back to my channel, Life with Pops. Thank you for clicking on this video, Romance in Manila, and as I said, this is the second part. I hope you enjoy it. If you didn't catch the first part, it's on the channel. Just go down and click on that one too. I hope everybody's doing well today and everything's going okay. But yeah, so now to pick up the story, we're in Manila. And as you know, the greatest enemy is time. Time to do things, to fit everything in. It can be really difficult. Sorting out the paperwork, guys, as you know, is always a chore. And in Manila, it's no different. But if everything went to plan, we were hoping that the wedding day would be about 2 weeks further down the line. So we knew we had to get everything sorted out. Eva, for example, has to obtain a copy of her late husband's death certificate to prove that she is a widow. There is no divorce allowed in the Philippines. I have to visit the British Embassy. I have to go to the Bureau of Immigration and the local register at City Hall. You have to be sure, guys, that you've got everything in order. It's all signed, sealed and delivered because they're so strict with the paperwork. One mistake, anything that's not right, and you'll go to the back of the queue, you'll be dismissed. But I'm sure now that we've got everything together. We've been to the Bureau of Immigration. I've had to extend my visa because my original holiday was for 3 weeks, but I've extended it for another month to make sure that we can get everything done. They told me when I arrived at the visa extending that it would cost me about £10, so I paid the £10. Now the chores are done and we can hear the wedding bells beginning to ring. Things are looking good. We're looking forward to getting things moving. The next day we had to take a cab to go back to the British Embassy to pick up my certificate of no impediment, and I needed that to get all the documents to get married. But taking a cab in Manila is really an experience. They drive really fast, and it's hot in Manila, and the air conditioning a lot of the cabs sometimes isn't working, so you really do feel the heat. So we took a cab to the British Embassy, and when we got there, the British Embassy again demanded proof of my decree absolute from my first marriage, and it was ludicrous really, because I'd already shown it to the registrar in England, but they wanted their own proof, so I had to get a copy sent across to me, which again takes time, and it slowed our plans down, but we're determined to get this done, so we carry on. So Peter, my youngest son, he faxed us through a copy of the a certificate of no impediment, and that arrived. So the following day we made it all the way back to the British Embassy, which is no mean feat, as Eve's condominium was at the other side of the city. So we got there, and pulling up outside the embassy, I got a real surprise. The locals call it the Billet of Steel. It's a big, massive place, and it's built to repel terrorists and things, and not the tiny, nice little house that you might think. It's a big building. And my heart was heavy because I knew that would they ask for anything else at this time? Yes, so I showed the staff my certificate of no impediment, and they said, yes, that's fine for you, Anthony. But Eva, have you got your Sonoma? Your Sonoma that says you haven't been married since the death of your husband? Eva said, no, I haven't got it yet. It hasn't come through. Well, you must get that before we can give you the documents for you to get married. So again, that put us back another 10 days. So we came out of the British Embassy once again with nothing to show for it. So we just had to grit our teeth, carry on, because we knew that nothing was going to prevent us from getting those rings on our fingers. We were going to do it. So whilst waiting for clearance from the British Embassy, we had like a vacation. So we went out, we went to see a movie. We went for a meal to Max's restaurants, and we also bought some lovely red wine called Carlo Rossi, a nice rich red wine from California. Eve bought some birthday cake from Goldilocks, and which is a brand in the Philippines, and it's really good. And we took it back and had a nice evening together. So yeah, we made the most of our time while waiting for the British Embassy to get things sorted out. After a few days, we had a call from Eve's solicitor to say that the Sonoma was ready, and we paid 5,000 pesos for that one. And then once again we set off for our favourite place, the wonderful British Embassy, and hoping it was third time lucky. So we had to then go and find a registrar in Curzon City to post our marriage licence, and after that was posted, we would have to wait another 10 days then for us to be able to get married. And this is another joke. They also said to us, we have to attend a one-day seminar on sex education. And to gain that certificate, to say that you'll be a responsible partner in your relationship. And this is mainly targeted to young people, but you have to show the certificate of attendance, or yes, you've guessed it, there's no marriage, so get your certificate. So now, 10 days later, we've had a great experience today. After 4 weeks of heartache, obtaining certificates, collecting photocopies, Sonomas, certificates of no impediment, death certificates, 3 wasted trips to the British Embassy, and actually it got so bad they offered me a pass to the Christmas party. I was that well known to the staff, but I politely refused. Endless trips to see Eva's eternity, and a lot of money. Yes, at last we had achieved our goal. We were going to collect the documents from the British Embassy and be able to get married. So we set off like Lewis Hamilton in his Formula One racing car, and we were always conscious of time constraints, and we headed straight for the British Embassy. And as I said before about the taxi drivers, they can really drive. And Eve once said to me, Anthony, can you drive neck to neck? And I said, neck to neck, what do you mean? And if you know the traffic situation in Manila, it's so busy. The cars are like this, 4 lanes, and they're all together. There's motorbikes weaving in and out. It's a real wonder anybody gets anywhere sometimes. But you just got to go with the flow, and we were going to pick up our documents. Hooray! So now here we were in the registrar's office with all our documents together. And now all we had to do was go to the counter and post the documents. Simple? No. Have you ever had that feeling when you go somewhere and you go stand before the counter and someone looks at you and you get that sinking feeling and you get to think, I don't think this person likes me. Well, I had that feeling straight away. And I thought, oh no, here we go again. This lady behind the counter, I'm not being rude, but there was a TV program on at the time called Ugly Betty, and this lady was a dead ringer for Ugly Betty. And I'm sure she resented this foreigner being stood here in front of her. So thank goodness, I thought to myself, I'm so glad this woman is not marrying us today. Anyway, we started to process all the documents, and then Betty asked us to go away and complete some more forms, which we did. We took them and filled them in. After completion, we rejoined the line and stood there, and then once again we came up before Betty. Again, if looks could kill, she eyed me up and down, I can tell you. And then yes, you guessed it, she sneered, you need to get some more photocopies of this paper, and some of that paper. And then just as I turned to walk away, I'm sure she was smirking at me behind my back. Anyway, we did it. We photocopied all the documents. Eve and I were laughing at the copying machine and saying, yeah, we can take it in our stride. It doesn't matter. So we got the copies, rejoined the queue, because there's always a queue when you're getting documents. And we queued back up. We got to the counter once again. It was our turn. We walked to the counter. Betty looked up and said, I'm going for my lunch now. And she pulled the blind down and off she went for her lunch. She said, come back at 2 o'clock, which was an hour later. So we looked at each other and said, we'll come back at 2. Yeah, we went back in the line after an hour, rejoined the line, and yeah, we got to see Ugly Betty once again. And I did feel a bit like Daniel when he was walking into the lion's den. I thought, what's going to happen this time? And I don't know what she'd been having for her lunch, but I don't know if it agreed with her, but she looked really sour. Once again, she examined the documents, and after what seemed like an age, she said, take all the documents over there for notary public authorization. I thought, dear goodness me, I wonder what manslaughter sentences are like in the Philippines, because I felt like strangling her at this time. Anyway, as instructed, I went across and we got all the documents signed, and after several signatures, lots of stamping on the things, and we paid again for all this doing, and they sent us back to see Ugly Betty once again, and we joined the queue at the desk. we went back to see Betty, and we gave her the documents. She looked at them and she said, yes, everything now seems to be in order. I think that's okay. And I thought, hallelujah, we've done it. But I should have known better. Then came the dreaded but. Now you'll both have to go and attend the sex education program for a day before you can get married. And I'll arrange a date for you in January. I said, what? I can't wait until January? So I jumped over the counter, got hold of Betty, and I said, we can't wait till January, Betty, no. No, I didn't actually. No, I didn't actually jump over the counter. I just looked at her and I said, we'll get this sorted out. We'll get married before January. So we took everything that she'd given us and we went away, and I said, we'll go find someone else who can help us with this. I said, I'm sure we can get something sorted. So we left the office and at our lowest, and we're praying that something would happen and put everything right. But we had all the documents, but this one-day sex education thing was a real joke. As Eve said to Betty, we're in our 50s, we're not a childbearing couple. Can't we do something about it? But Betty wasn't interested, so we went off to see if we could get some help somewhere else. So as we left Betty's office and we walked down the hall and we made our way through the complex, we passed the local register office, and there was a lady outside, and an elderly lady, always smiling at us, and she said to us, she grabbed Eva's arm and she said, are you two here? Are you going to get married? And Eva said, yes. She says, well, maybe I can help you. And then they started speaking in Tagalog, the Filipino language. And she said she knew a judge who could officiate a marriage today if all the requirements had been met. So please come with me. And Eve and I followed her. I turned around at this point. I was not aware of what being said, and I thought, oh, what's happening now? Is something else wrong? And I was truly, feeling a little bit upset. Why had this lady intervened? And and the expression on my face, I think they both got the message that I was a little bit unhappy. Eva realised it, quickly stepped in, and she said, Anthony, this lady, Linda, can arrange our marriage ceremony. And she can also waive the fact that we have to attend a full day about this sex education course. We don't have to attend the family planning thing. So Linda then took us to the judge's office, and whilst walking over there, Eve was saying, Linda, you are an angel. I think you have saved the day. Thank you, Lord. Honestly, at this point, I was in shock. Yeah, We were welcomed into a lovely room, and we sat there, and I could suddenly feel a warm glow. All the stress, all the burdens, all the heartache was slowly evaporating away from me. I could see that we had an angel now who was looking after us, and we were finally so close to be able to get married. What a feeling that was. I can still see the lady as clear as day. I took Linda's photograph with Eve because I wanted to keep a memory of it, and I felt that she was our guardian angel. There was a nice secretary there who did all the documentation, arranged everything so that we could get married as soon as possible. And I looked over at Eve, and if her face could tell a story, she was absolutely radiant at this time. So our hopes and dreams were about to come true. They explained everything to us in detail, and they were also arranged its marriage. The fee would be 10,000 pesos, and this covered the whole ceremony. The judge's fee for the seminar, the official documentation would then be written on the official NSO paper. We were elated. We were now in business. The happy event would now take place on Saturday, the 13th of December at 11 a.m. And boy, we were so relieved. So we were looking forward now to this wonderful event happening. And in the next video, Romance in Manila number 3, I'll tell you about the wedding day. It was a wedding day like no other. And I'm sure you'll laugh and you'll cry. So please come back, please come back for the 3rd installment, and you will see we really did get to have our wedding in Manila. Cheers, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.